Hello and welcome back. Second day here in Budapest. As you can see, currently walking along the quite famous chain bridge, heading towards Buda. That's the plan for today, because we're staying in Pest. So really we'll be going up the castle, having around that area, and just for the whole castle area. Never been here before, as I said before, so we're just going to wander around and have a look. Behind me over my shoulder there you can see the palace, or sorry, the Parliament building. It's a bit foggy today. Got sunglasses on because when the sun does come through it's really bright actually, and then suddenly it disappears behind a cloud again. So hopefully when we get up to the top of the castle area we can look back and it'll all be clear and we'll see what's actually, well, see what this area behind us looks like in the sun. Right, let's see you in a moment. What I forgot to mention is when we do go up to the castle in front of us, we will be taking the funicular. Always good fun to travel on a funicular, so that's what we're doing, take the funicular up to the castle. So we'll be there in about 5 minutes, so I'll come back on when we're at the funicular. Okay, let's go get ourselves in a funicular. Open the door. Cool, this is cool. And that's where we're going. So the sun is slowly trying to burn its way through. Let's hope it makes it. So we've made it up to the top and we've started to walk around, and one of the first quite stunning buildings you come across is the National Gallery, which is behind me. Let's spin the camera around. So that's the gallery there behind me. As you can see, it's quite busy. Quite a few people up this way. Not surprisingly, really. Okay, just the sides of the gallery, there's a little, I was going to say, it's a little square, but it's not a square at all. It's more of a building site around the back of the gallery. They are actually rebuilding a lot of this, so this building site behind me we saw earlier, there used to be a garrison here which got demolished in 1971, so they're completely rebuilding it. So you can see what it did look like. So yeah, they're rebuilding their history. The tour groups all have arrived. So as you walk around the royal palace / castle, you can see a lot of building work, as I said. So the building you see being rebuilt was the garrison, and they're completely rebuilding it, as you can see from here. A bit like a movie set. All looks all looks old and fantastic from one side, and get round the back and you get JCB and diggers and port cabins. You can see this area walking along here is all brand new as well. So we're walking from St Stephen's Hall, which is directly behind us. That's where the was just filmed a moment ago. And as you walk in a straight line, you get to see all the main buildings actually got here. You get some nice views though. So the building in front of us was rebuilt in the early 2000s, and that's the official residence of the President of the Republic. It's one of the few buildings that's not surrounded by cranes. Very shortly, after literally a 5-minute walk through the building site, you actually come to the end of the palace area. So we're going to have a quick wander around Buda now. See what else there is to see in this part of the capital. Obviously a lot less developed, a lot less modern than the Pest side. Let's just go for a walk and see what we can find. Trying to avoid getting run over at the same time. Buda, just outside the palace castle area, you find the House of Houdini. A few minutes walk from the palace area, get to Matthäus Church. It's highly decorated roof. It's on our right hand side, and as we swing the camera around, more ornate roof work. Not sure which church this is or which building this is. I think you can actually go into Matthäus Church. You can actually go up one of the towers and have a look. So I'll see if it's open. If it is, we'll go and have a look. By the church is Fisherman's Bastion, which is what we're heading towards now as well. So see if we can combine going into the church, possibly going up to the top, and then having a wander around the bastion as well, so we can get some views over Pest. Around here, this is a popular viewpoint. So this is Fisherman's Bastion. I think you can pay to go up top, walk around the top bit, but as I've just shown you, you get just as good a views for walking around just below one level. I mean, if I just swing the camera around, I was walking around in there, well, you can just pay to go up top. Not sure why you'd want to pay extra, but there you go. Right, as I said, in front of us is the church, and we'll see if there's a way in, so we can have a look inside, because I've seen a few videos of this place and it looks pretty impressive. Well, we found the entrance to the church, but unfortunately the tower's closed today, so we can't actually go up there. So we'll have to come back another year maybe and try that one. So a quick history fact for those interested. As you can see directly in front of me is a statue. That is a statue of St. Stephen. St. Stephen famed obviously of course for Boxing Day. St. Stephen was a former king of Hungary, born 5 AD. There you go, that's your history fact for today. St. Stephen's Day, that's the guy celebrated at Christmas and Boxing Day, when King Venceslas was having a feast. Okay, so that's our little wander through the palace and castle district of Buda. We're about to go now and find a place called Óbuda. It's about an hour away, I think, if we catch the tram. We've got to walk a bit as well, and then we'll have a look at that. I don't think many tourists go there. We just found it on TripAdvisor, which says it's a really traditional little square, quite quaint. So let's see what it looks like. So here's our first look at a underground train here in Istanbul, in Budapest. So we've successfully found ourselves in Óbuda, which I think means Old Budapest. We found the Christmas market, but even though it's, what's the time now, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, unfortunately everything is still closed. I'm sure we can find something. The main reason of coming here is just to have a wander around and grab a bite to eat, but I'm sure there's more to it than Christmas market, so let's keep looking. So I've got no idea what these statues are here for. If you know, let me know. Talking about statues, who's this chap? Any ideas? So this is the square, but I don't actually know whether this is Óbuda Square or not. It's got an ice rink, it's got a Christmas tree, and it's got lots of huts. But as I said, nothing's open. So if you do find yourself here in Óbuda, or Old Budapest, thoroughly recommend this restaurant behind us. I'll put the name at the bottom, but yeah, just had an enormous meal in there. But it's really, really busy. The portions are really good, and the staff are really friendly. So yeah, if you're in Old Buda way, head to the restaurant behind us. Name at the bottom. So as you can see, some of the stalls are actually started to open now. People enjoying the ice rink. And the food and the bar are now open. But what we're going to do is take a walk back along the Danube, because we just booked an evening river cruise, so it's not for a few hours, but the idea is we walk, it's about a 3-mile walk from here all the way back down the Danube to where we need to get to, passing the shoes on the Danube and the Parliament building again. So let's go and have a look at them. So I've been walking along the banks of the Danube for a good hour or so now, and just passing the Parliament building, which hopefully we'll see all lit up when we take the cruise along. Well, that's not for another couple of hours. But what we are approaching, hopefully up here, is the Shoes on the Danube Bank Memorial. We'll get to there in a bit and tell you some more. Okay, so we're now approaching a sad fact really about Hungary. We had the happy fact earlier about St. Stephen. This is more a rather sad fact. So there's a memorial here called the Shoes on the Danube, which you may or may not have seen before. But simply what it's about is to really remember that, you know, the untold number, thousands, possibly millions of Jews that were killed. These ones in particular by the Hungarian fascist movement during the Second World War. They were lined up along the banks of the Danube, asked to take their shoes off, or should I say told to take their shoes off, then shot. Their bodies would fall into the river and float away. The shoes would then be taken away because they could be sold, they were marketable. So that's the story of the Shoes on the Danube. So in front of us is not the boat we're actually going to be going on down the Danube. The one we're going on down the Danube is directly behind it, but it looks exactly the same as this one. So it's about 80 years old, paddle wheel and all that jazz. So yeah, let's go and find actually how to get onto the one we're supposed to be on and go for our little cruise. Okay, so we're going to wander down this gangplank and then we've got to walk through the first ship to get to our one. Let's go and have a look. Ooh. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. This is a quick look on board the ship. Okay, so we're on the boat now, but unfortunately it's really misty when we look around, so we'll film what we can get, what can, see what you can see. Obviously the Parliament's on the Pest side, and then we're looking up at Fisherman's Bastion over on Buda, and also the palace as well. So we'll see what we can see, hopefully it'll be worth actually looking at, and yeah, give you some idea what you'll see on a Danube cruise, well, a few days before Christmas. And by the way, it's absolutely freezing cold. Here we go. Cruise down the Danube. I hope you liked it. Didn't really get to see too much, unfortunately, because it was quite misty. But anyway, that's the end of today. Tomorrow we'll be going to some of the fancy cafes and some of the markets and that sort of stuff. So hope you can join me. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up and ask any questions or make any comments in the bottom. See you all tomorrow. Ta-da.